Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Joseph Martin. Hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel and hit that bell icon to receive notifications. I want to let you know this is not financial advice, so make sure you read the disclaimer in the description. So let's get into it. So this week, I had some financial situations going on at home that I needed to figure out. So one of the things about being a man, a human being, a business owner, entrepreneur, father, husband, brother, son, you wear a lot of different hats. You got a lot of different things going on. A friend, a brother. So these different hats and relationships require time and effort. So one of the things that I noticed was I was spending so much time working on my finances or working on myself that I wasn't being active, putting as much time and effort into courting my wife, into making sure me and my wife were dating and spending quality time together. My nose is itching. I started incorporating that into my schedule. So I started planning dates, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the things that I'm doing is finding different ways to be creative that doesn't cost a lot of money, because we're working on some financial goals and we want to budget, so to speak, with things that we're doing. So one of the plans was to be able to have date night at home and watch one of our favorite movies, a scary movie. And we were so tripped out when we looked to see that this movie came out in 2000. I'm like, oh my gosh, this was 25 years ago when this movie came out. But that's one of our favorite movies to watch. So it's hilarious. So we was thinking about doing that for date night. So the TV stand is raggedy. All right. The TV stand is raggedy. The kids then beat the television up, and our washing machine is washing, but it sounds like it's fighting. She broke the washing machine. Now, let me tell you about that part of the story that's funny. I was warning my wife. I said, listen, you can't be washing small loads in the washing machine, because when you do the spin cycle, it's going to be off balance. It's going to tear the washing machine up. Guys, I don't know how long I had been telling her this, but I had been telling her this for a while, right? So why, when I go to use the washing machine and I'm doing it the right way, it break down on me? The washer actually broke while I was using it. I was so upset. So she came to tell me, she was like, the washing machine broke. I'm like, oh my gosh. I got ready to say, now, she was like, no, I already know. I know it was me. It just happened to break down while you was using it. So I'm like, okay, that makes me feel a little better, because, I just thought it was going to be one of them things. Since the washing machine is still working, we've been using it. But I'm telling you, it is dancing. It's all over the place. It's tearing up the wall. It's jumping around. It's all over the place. So I'm like, okay, skill set time. You got to work on your priorities. You can't be sitting up here buying a TV and buying a TV stand when you need a new washer. Like, it's tearing up the house. It's dancing around. It could end up going across the room and busting the dryer. Now you need a dryer. So I wanted to come up with a financial plan to replace the washing machine. So me and my wife used to have a house fund. And what we would do was every 2 weeks, we would take $75 a piece, and we would put it together into this joint account that was just for the house. I ended up running into a financial situation where I was in a bind and I was stressing, and I'm like, man, all my money is tied up in some investments. I don't have no free cash right now, and I need to keep up with my end of the bargain with the bills at the house. And I wasn't going to use money out of the house fund without asking, because it's our money. Like, we've been contributing to it, and that's not what it's for. But man, what a blessing for me to talk to my wife and tell her where I was financially. And she didn't even make a fuss about it. She said, look, check this out, babe. We got the house fund. Use that. Use that to cover your end of the bills, and whatever we have to worry about later, we will take care of it. That was such a relief not to have to deal with, disappointing your wife or hearing her say something negative on top of what you are already dealing with mentally. So I really appreciate that she did that. So I was able to use that account, but we have not picked back up the habit of funding that account. Now, we did open up a Home Depot credit card to where when you use this Home Depot credit card, if you spend a certain amount, they defer the interest for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, or 2 years. So our credit card, we paid for air conditioner. So we still using a promotion on that one. So here's the catch with using promotions on a credit card. If you layer them, the way the creditor usually does it, if you're not careful, when you make those payments, they're going to pay off the recent promotion first, not the old one. So you'll end up defaulting or not paying the original promotion off in time, and they're going to slap all that interest back on the card. So to avoid that, I had a couple options. Either one, I could pay the card off and then we start fresh with the washing machine, or my mom has me as an authorized signer on her account and she didn't have a balance. So that's what I decided to do. We used the promotion on my mom's credit card and we're going to break the cost of the washing machine down into payments and pay it off before the promotional period ends. So that way we can replace the washing machine. So we did it responsibly on a budget. So those ideas that I just shared with you were 2 ways for you to be able to manage your finances. So one, if you missed it, was you and your significant other or yourself, you designate a certain amount of money you're going to set aside every 2 weeks or every time you get paid or whatever schedule. You just be disciplined enough to stick to it for a specific purpose. So we had what we call a house fund. So every 2 weeks, me and her would both contribute $75 a piece. I think it was 75. So $75 a piece. So that would put us at 140. So we were saving about $280. Did I say? I think it was $70. I'm sorry. It was $70. It wasn't 75. It was 70. So 70 and 70 twice was 140. Right. Okay. So $280 a month. And then we would use that we part of what we contributed, not the whole 280, to make the payment on the Home Depot credit card. So over time, you growing your house fund and you paying off the purchase you made on the card. So that's a financial tip for you to be able to use that. All right. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, we talked about the TV stand and the television. So skills, guys, I talked to you guys about reading. I tell you, you have to read, you have to develop these skills. And I told you about something called a compounding. Oh my gosh, now I'm forgetting. Skill set compounding effect. That's what I call it. The skill set compounding effect. So these skills that you're going to develop, they're not skills that you're just going to use in one situation. So me learning how to communicate effectively, that doesn't just help me in negotiating or help me when I'm talking about business or managing my finances or dealing with a representative on the phone and things of that nature. This helps me in my relationships. This helps me as a father. This helps me as a husband because I know how to communicate effectively. And talking is not communicating. So just because you've been talking your whole life does not mean that you are an effective communicator. Communication is a two-way street. You need to listen. You need to be able to listen to understand, not listen to hear or listen to respond, but listen to understand not just what the person is saying, but what they're not saying. Make sure you have a level of emotional intelligence where you can feel where this person is coming from. And then you also want to make sure when you communicating to that person that they can pick up all of those things when you're trying to communicate with them. So you have to work on your communication. And that's a skill that I had used for something I'm about to share with you now. So the TV stand raggedy is falling apart. I'm looking at the TV stand and its bolts missing. So some of the bolts then backed out. It's leaning for the stand leaning for. It's on its last leg, guys. It's in bad shape, but it's just because the bolts are missing and some of the screws are loose. That's all that's wrong with it. So I didn't have this idea at first, but I just went ahead. I started looking on Amazon. I started looking on Walmart. I looked at Home Depot. I started looking at different places looking for TV stands. I didn't like none of the styles. Just so happened I'm on Walmart and I see the exact same TV stand. So I'm like, wow, this is expensive. I don't remember us paying almost $200 for this TV stand, but there it was, Lord and behold. So I thought about it. I said, I just need the bolts. I just need the hardware. I don't need the whole TV stand. We got all the other parts. So what can I do? Guys, AI, we better be grateful and blessed. Just think about the opportunity we have with AI. That they not even charging us for it right now. Okay. I can't believe they're giving it to us for free. So if you know how to communicate effectively, like what I just talked about with that skill set, then you know how to communicate with this computer, because it's only going to be able to go by what you say and how you say it. It's going to fall to the level of your communication skills. So I was able to work through this problem with AI, and I said, listen, I just need the hardware to this TV stand. I don't necessarily need to replace it. But if I had the manual, then I could go through the manual, the instructions on how to put it together, and find the bolts that's missing, and then just contact the company and ask for those parts. So AI's like, yeah, that's an excellent idea. Here's the manual. And I was able to find the manual because I had found the name of the TV stand on Walmart. So once I got the manual tell me the model number. It gives me the phone number for the company. I think I even asked AI for the phone number, and it gave me that. So I called the company, got somebody on the phone, and explained the situation. And I said it wrong at first. I said, hey, man, this is what I got going on. Where's the model number? He says right on the beginning of the manual. I told him the name of the model number. And then I said, I got some problems. Can you just send me everything? He said, no, man, can't do that. I said, oh, so wait a minute. I sound like I'm asking for the whole TV stand. I mean, listen, I just need the hardware. Like, I'm missing a few bolts. I have the TV stand. I'm missing a few bolts, the Allen wrench and all of that. Can you just, he said, oh yeah, I can send you the hardware, no problem. So I said, how much is it going to cost? That man said, I'm going to send you everything for free as a one-time courtesy. I could not believe it. I said, wow, man, thank you so much. And I kind of sounded upset, and I let him know. I was like, I'm not upset with you. I'm just a little frustrated about what's going on. I want you to know that it's not directed towards you. Or I made sure that my emotions didn't make him not want to be helpful. You know what I mean? Like how I was talking before about communication and emotional intelligence and being real clear, letting the other person know where you are, what your situation is. Laugh at yourself sometime when you make a mistake. But it worked out beautifully because he was able to meet me where I was because I was able to communicate effectively. Didn't cost me a dime. All he needed was my name and my address. Free shipping, everything, guys. So instead of spending $200 to replace a whole TV stand, I was able to get the parts I needed to fix the one I got for free. So I'm just waiting on that in the mail. But this is another opportunity for me to share something with you, for you to see you can be resourceful. Like, it's ways for you to do stuff that's not going to cost you money. It just costs you a little brain power, a little common sense, a little figuring it out, getting some ideas. So now that $200 that I was going to spend on a TV stand, I can put that $200 towards a TV. You already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Hit that like button and put your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you check out the other two channels, Original Greatness Uncut and Original Greatness Shorts. If you want to know the 7 simple lessons to help you pick stocks to start investing, check out this next video. Take care and God bless.